Hey everyone, it's Alex again, and today I'm going to talk about a little bit more about anxiety, but this time I'm going to give you 7 ways or tips to help naturally deal with your anxiety. You know, when you hear the word anxiety, a lot of people will tell you just to go to your doctor, they'll give you some medication for it, and you'll take care of it right away. What they don't tell you is that anxiety medication never fully gets rid of your anxiety. What it's meant for is to help reduce levels of anxiety to where it's a bit bearable so that you can go in with therapy and help take care of it that way and work out your issues. However, what happens a lot of times, people just end up taking these medications for years and years on end. These medications have some nasty side effects, possibly. They can be addicting, and I've seen some people's lives really negatively affected by the medications. And I should also stress out that these medications are only supposed to be temporary anyways. They're not supposed to be taken for years or on end. They're just supposed to help get your anxiety down to a manageable level that you can then learn some tools to cope with the anxiety and reduce it on your own through therapy. However, if you can't afford counseling or you don't want to, or if you are very proactive and you want to help yourself out, these 7 tips have all been scientifically backed by studies, independent trials, and they have some serious backing to them. So my first tip is to eat right. This means avoiding caffeine, so no coffee, no energy drinks. I drink tea, but I drink herbal teas that don't have caffeine in them for the most part. If they do, they have significantly less caffeine in them than a cup of coffee does. A cup of black tea, which is probably the strongest, most processed type tea you can get, is half the caffeine of a regular cup of coffee, and it only gets less from there. Green tea, white tea, all of the pomegranate teas, they're all significantly less caffeine in that. So I find that caffeine doesn't bother my anxiety. That tea does not bother my anxiety whatsoever. So just test it out with a little bit of green tea or something, and it can actually be very relaxing. I would actually recommend chamomile type tea at night, or something with valerian in it. That'll help. That will help you relax at night for bed. The second tip is exercise. Exercise is really a panacea of all sorts. It can heal everything not everything. It can't heal cancer, but it can actually help your body fight cancer. It can strengthen your immune system. It's a great thing. The thing about exercise is that if you have anxiety, exercise is great for you. It helps burn extra energy that your mind is just all burned up with, and then it has a very sort of cathartic effect on your body, where it in the vigorous exercise of cardio or something like that, you actually release endorphins, which are kind of feel-good chemicals in your brain, so they help just sort of set everything right in your head. Let's see, but also it is important to notice that you should exercise at the right time. If you have anxiety, a lot of times sleep time tends to be an issue, and we'll get back to that later. So make sure that you are not exercising after 8 p.m. or even before that. You should be done with your exercises before 7 or 8 p.m. and the rest of the hours of night should be spent relaxing yourself down, so that by the time you go to bed and you get in the schedule, you kind of drift off to sleep easily and you're not lying in bed really keyed up from your exercise an hour before, or caffeine that you've been drinking from your coffee or your Red Bull or your Monster or your Four Loko. Which brings me another issue. Drinking when you have anxiety or depression or anything seems like it helps you feel better, and it does in the short while, but as soon as that alcohol starts to run out of your system, you become dehydrated, and oftentimes that will increase your anxiety. I know after I drink, the day after, my anxiety is always worse, which isn't that fun. But as long as you don't do it that often, like a couple weekends a month is not going to kill you, hopefully. But if you have really bad anxiety, you should probably not drink at all. But you already know this, I'm sure. So the third thing is yoga or / meditation. It's really great. It helps you take the focus off of yourself and to really control the thoughts that come in and out of your head. You learn to attach no significance to them, so that you don't judge them. But a lot of one thought that I tell myself often is when I have an anxious feeling is that your thoughts are just thoughts. They are neither good, they are bad, they are just are. And that is essentially what yoga helps you do. It helps you just detach your thoughts and let them float off. And so then when they do come into your head, you don't get anxious over them. It is a great stress reliever as well. The fourth little tip is acupuncture. Now, acupuncture has been around for thousands of years. It's part of ancient Chinese medicine, and studies have shown acupuncture to relieve the physical, chemical indicators of stress and anxiety on your body. So this is someone with anxiety will have heightened acetocorticosteroids or something. They'll have heightened indicators of certain chemicals within their body, and what happens is if those levels of chemicals stay heightened at a certain state for long enough, they will start to have negative effects on your body. They're good in the short run because it alerts you that something is wrong, but too much of it just starts to hurt your body and your immune system. So acupuncture actually helps reduce those levels and physical indicators of stress, and that's really good for your long-term well-being. Fifth, tip is to get plenty of sleep, which is really difficult for college students and people who work a million hours a week. But if you can get yourself onto a regular schedule of sleep, it will so benefit you, you have no idea. And I know it's a really vicious cycle. No sleep causes anxiety, and anxiety causes no sleep, and you wake up with nightmares, you wake up panic attacks. It's awful, I know, but you can do stuff for it. Like I said, eating the right stuff, exercising at the right times, and getting on the schedule will start helping you to feel better. Sixth, this is a really simple tip for anyone who has anxiety, and I know you do this if you have anxiety or any type of stress. Do not Google. Google is a favorite website of mine, and I understand if you're just looking up like your favorite celebrity crush, that's fine. But if you have like the slightest headache, you don't have a brain tumor, by the way. If you have an ache, you don't have rheumatoid arthritis, you don't have a tumor growing somewhere, do not Google. If you have a physical indication that you are truly worried about, call your doctor, but please don't Google, please. It'll just make your anxiety so much worse because you'll end up diagnosing yourself with the most rare forms of cancers and autoimmune deficiency disorders and all of this stuff. It's just, don't Google. And number 7 is take your vitamins. Vitamins like ginseng, KAva, fish oil, magnesium, are all great tools to help you reduce your anxiety. They help set the levels that you might not be getting in through your diet. So a great way trick to get some of them, like fish oil tabs I just take if you don't eat fish. Magnesium, a great way to get that is to get Unsulfured Blackstrap molasses. Annie's brand makes it, and a couple others, and to take a teaspoon of that and mix it in with some milk in the morning. It's not the tastiest thing in the world, but it really does help. That magnesium, the Unsulfured Blackstrap molasses, helps reduce your anxiety so much because the magnesium is so good for your brain, and so many people who have anxiety are magnesium deficient. So be sure to get those in, and if you have any questions, let me know. I would love to help you. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.